Hey everyone, welcome to budget class. We're so glad you're here. We're going to have Linda start this off. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Kate. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm Linda with Town and Country Federal Credit Union. And as many of you know, we've been working with Kate over the last few months to offer this 6-part budgeting program, I guess, for lack of a better word, to help you all get on track this year with your budget and help reach your goals. So we are here for the 4th session, and welcome to the Town and Country members and welcome to the members of the K.A.T.E. So it's a short night, so I'm going to let Kate get to it. But just so those of you who don't know, Town and Country is a credit union located in southern Maine, and we serve more than 40,000 people across southern Maine. And if you are in Maine and don't know anything about us, we hope you'll reach out to learn more. So take it away, Kate.
Thank you, Linda. Hey everyone, so excited to see you. I can see everyone in the comments. Since I've only got 30 minutes, I'm going to keep it rolling. Look, this is a very exciting time to budget because not only do we get to budget for the fresh month, but we also get to budget for a new quarter. And those of you that are familiar with me know I like to be very mindful of a new quarter. So tonight we're going to take it to next level budgeting because we're not only planning for April, we're going to do a top level plan in addition for our April, May, and June months. In other words, spring. You might be thinking, Kate, why didn't you make us do this in January? Well, we were just getting started, and I wanted you to first find value in using the unique monthly budget that we are practicing now. When I started around the 3 to 6 month mark, that's when I kind of hit my sweet spot and I really started seeing progress. And that is when I knew I would never go back to not having a budget because I really liked suddenly having money for the things that I needed and wanted. I used to have no idea how much money I was wasting on things that weren't really that important to me. I was spending out of habit, and I was also spending out of the absence of knowing how much was coming in and how much was going out. I wasn't tracking. And once I started tracking, everything changed. So go ahead and take out your notebooks. Let's write out some significant things that we have to plan for each month coming up. Hey, everyone. If you've been part of this class for the last 3 months, you have your basic bones of what you spend every month. At this point, after 3 months, you should know roughly you spend $600 a month on groceries. I'm just throwing numbers out. Your electric is roughly $100. Your gas is roughly $100 a month. You should know like the basics of what you spend every month. But now every time we are starting a fresh month, the question that we have to ask ourselves is, what makes this month different? What is outside my regularly planned expenses that we must plan for? So again, if you're new here and you're just walking in, most of you have been here, for the 3 months, but Town and Country also offers this budget worksheet that I actually saved here. That like if you're looking for like all the things, I'm just going to post that. That's the budget worksheet if you want to look and see like, hey, am I covering everything? That's not the template that I use specifically, but it lists every single thing. All right. So let's get started with household. That's like my bread and butter. That's the things in your house that no matter what happens, you've got to keep the lights on. You've got to keep a roof over your head. You've got to keep food in your belly, all the essentials. So for April, so look at your April and think like, what's different? The one thing that's going to be different for me, I know that stands out, is my utility bill. It's going to be a little bit different. So this is kind of that beautiful time, excuse me, where the air conditioners are not on yet. Of course, depending where you're living when you're watching this. But the Mainers, our Mainers here, we don't need AC. We still need heat, of course, but the oil bill is probably not going to be so brutal coming up in the next month or two, depending, right? Depending how you're playing it. But the weather is starting to heat up, and that is a beautiful thing. So you want to plan for your utility change. Your oil might be less. Your electric might be less, might be more, depending on what you've got going on. Another thing for me that's going to change in my household budget was I was setting aside money for snow removal, but I'm not going to be setting aside any snow removal for April, May until it gets crazy again. Hopefully, crossing my fingers. Another thing to take into consideration is gas. Do you have any travel coming up this spring? Are you going to spend more on gas, less? Do you have nowhere to go that's going to, gas guzzle? You got to think about that. And then the other thing is just check in on your groceries. Like I said, mine is a little bit slightly less in the summer because we go out a little bit more in the summer. But in the spring, I'm pretty steady. I'm pretty steady for winter and spring. So what else is going on in April? Something that actually, before I get into that, before I get into giving and lifestyle, before the choices, the one thing I'm going to always encourage, of course, is to think about your future self. Okay. So when you're looking at your savings, I only have 4 budget categories: household, savings, giving, and lifestyle. The savings, you are planning for your future self. And I want to encourage you, if you're not in the habit of saving and it's something that's a little scary for you, start with even $5. Can you save $5 this week? If you can save $5 the next week, can you save 10? Start small. Don't make it too complicated. Get the savings going. I don't know if you have emergency funds yet. A lot of you have emergency funds. We also talked about having a budget buffer, which is 1 month of expenses in your checking so that you're never going to overdraft. You're never going to be, not having enough for that month because you're always a month ahead. That's kind of always the goal. I see Donna is mentioning Easter. So let's get into our our giving. I'm going to go from a giving standpoint. Giving for me is either charities or donations, birthdays, graduations, baby showers, bridal showers. My boss, we just had a bridal shower and a birthday celebration together. And of course, Easter. Easter for me is not going to break the bank, but I am going to contribute to the meal, whether it's a bottle of wine or a side dish or a dessert, something like that. Whatever I'm bringing to the meal, that's not what I normally buy in my groceries. So I like to make sure I have a little extra. Or if I get Kaden a little Easter thing, that's my son, or if I get my parents a little Easter gift, I put that all in my gifting category. The gifting and giving category, that stuff you can always look into to see if you're over giving or if you're not giving at all. You guys know I'm a big fan of giving a little something every single month to someone that needs it. You could just make sure that you're setting aside enough for Easter. If you celebrate Easter, if you don't celebrate Easter, take that off your list. But remember, gifting of any kind. So when you're looking at your April, what's going on here? Do you guys have things coming up in April? Let me know in the comments. I'm kind of checking it out as we go. What's different about your April? Is it something essential like your utilities? Is it something that you're choosing? And that's what we're going to get to in the lifestyle category. Oh no! Sassy Sue, you're in Massachusetts. Well, hello, neighbor. Might get a snow mix tonight. Oh my. All right. So for a higher level view of your quarter, right? So for April, we have Easter. You might have spring break. Do you have spring break? That could be something that you've got going on when we get to lifestyle. And think about top view here. For any quarter, you want to think ahead. So if you have something in June, you don't want to think about it in June. You want to think of it ahead of time. Just every quarter, looking at it from the start, it's not so overwhelming than like a year. You know, we get excited for New Year's. We all have New Year's goals. Some of you are probably here with a New Year's resolution because you're like, I'm going to learn how to budget this year. And that's one of the reasons Town and Country and I partnered up, because we knew everything's exciting in January. Is it still exciting in February? Is it still exciting in March? Here we are going in April, May, June, and we're not quitting. We're still going. We're still going to keep you motivated to keep with your budget because we know you have goals to reach. We know you have dreams to fulfill. So we want to stick with you during this journey and not just have it like, my goal was this. We're going to help you keep going and actually get there and not give up. We're not giving up. So in May, think ahead, right? So Mother's Day is something that you might want to plan something special for your mom. Memorial Day weekend, I always like to bring that up because in case you are going to go away or you're going to do something a little extra special because you actually have a longer weekend, don't forget to plan for that because you might get to that weekend and then you're like, oh, we really did want to go here, but you didn't plan for it. So when we're thinking here at the end of March, we're thinking, okay, Mother's Day, Mom, I'm going to make this day great for you because I've got a plan. And oh, you're welcome, Lynn. She says, thank you for this. You are very welcome. And for me personally, I need to work on some home improvement things. For example, my deck. But me replacing my deck, hopefully in the month of May, I've been working on this for months prior. So it's always good, you guys. This is next level budgeting when you are thinking about the future or at least a quarter ahead so that you are prepared for the things that are coming. It's too late to be thinking same month. You want to think ahead of time if you want to get ahead of it. You know what I mean? We want to get our eye on the prize early so that we have the things we need in the future months. Melissa says, we just got back from vacation, and so I definitely need an April reset to get back in savings mode. Yes, absolutely. Prepper Princess, hello, my friend. I'm so glad to see you. Cruising Connie's here. All right. So when we get to June, we're thinking about if you celebrate Father's Day, school lets out up in Maine. We just got word that we're going to be in school until mid-June. Some of the southern states, I think you guys get out in May for the most part. When I used to live in Florida, the kids got out in May and you started a little bit earlier. But when you get out for summer, you might want to have some plans, depends what you got going on. I am a working mom. I work all summer long. Even though I work in a school system, I am year round. So, which brings us to if you have children and you are a full-time working parent, where are the kids going this summer when school gets out? So one of the things that I am planning for, of course, is, my son. If you don't know my son yet, Kaden, he's very passionate about theater. He's gotten into acting this year. And so he is going to be doing some theater camps, doing some productions. And so those are actually due in April. So I am working on that. I'm always working on that ahead of time. What else do you guys have coming up? Ooh, Marathon Monday in Mass. Taxes. Let's take a minute and talk about taxes. So sometimes we owe, and sometimes we get a check. So let me know quickly in the comments, do you normally owe or do you normally get a check? Do you get money back? This is one of those situations where if you're gonna owe, we want to make sure we're planning for that. It's always an unpleasant. Some of you are expecting it. Some of you, maybe you know your tax situation and you know it's coming. Oh, Prepper Princesses, we don't talk about taxes in my house. It makes my blood pressure boil. It definitely can. I hear you, my friend. Donna says a few $100s back every year. So plan for this. If you're going to owe, you got to get ready for it. And if you are going to receive, this is an opportunity. There are several things you can do with your tax refund. And let's talk about that for just a minute. If you are unexpectedly getting a tax refund, is anybody unexpectedly getting one and you're like shocked and you're like, wow, what am I going to do with this? Think about your debt first. That's what I would say first. Think about your debt. Prepper Princess knows she is out of debt. She doesn't have debt. We don't want debt hanging over us. Oh, hello, Nicole. I see my friend. Hi. We don't want debt hanging over our head. The less debt we have, the more cash we have to spend on the things that we really value. And guys, when I paid off my car a long time ago, I've told you this before, it was such a great feeling to not have that $300 payment every month. It's so worth getting out of debt. If you have a school loan, I know so many friends that have school loans that are in their adulthood that they are still paying on it. I really worked hard to crush those earlier, but think about how much you pay for your student loans if you're watching this and you have your student loans. What could you do with that money every month? So use your refund wisely. If you get a refund, can you pay off some debt before you're going to have fun with it? To be honest, get rid of the debt. Get that nasty cloud out from over your head, you know? Think about what debt can I pay off? Or could I pay off some debt? Could I crush a small credit card? Get it out of the way? Such a relief. Such a good feeling. Is this something that you could use for something else important in your life? Say you have no debt. Say you've got some of you are making me laugh. Nicole, this is your first time owing? It's brutal, right? Yeah. Sassy Sue says, no debt here, but several home repairs. So use that tax refund wisely. My point is with this, don't blow it when you have something that it could better be served with. And debt is one of those things you definitely want off your plate. And then after that, if you've paid off your debt, do you have an emergency fund? I'm big on emergency funds, guys. I love having some money saved up in case it goes down because you just never know, you know? And as we've talked about in other budget sessions, having at least 1 month of expenses in your checking, it's invaluable. I'm telling you, like it is so freeing to have at least that as backup, you know? I actually have a video that I put in the description box of my seasonal money strategy. And that's kind of what we are talking about here when we're planning for spring. Having a top view of your April, May, and June ahead of time will help you make better decisions of what's to come. If you have children, do your kids have things that they need clothes-wise? Have they made holes in their sneakers and now they need a new pair of sneakers? Did they just grow a size? Do you have any friends that give you hand-me-downs that you will happily accept and use? Your children, do you have clothes that some other people need clothing? Can you donate the clothes either to a friend that could use them, or can you donate them during your spring cleaning? If you just watched my Friday video, we were talking about living below your means in the springtime and how to do that. And we focused on 3 tips. A lot of you guys loved the putting your clothes in your suitcase that are the seasonal clothes that you weren't using. I loved you. I got a lot of responses about that. Thank you for that. Okay. This year, our refund went to fixing the air conditioning in the car. Crucial, right? Hello, Granny Prepper. Happy to see you. Debt-free emergency fund, and we were able to contribute to our daughter's wedding. If you guys have children that are getting married or are having a child or have any other life big things going on, this is the time to look ahead and say, hey, how can I budget for this? Paid off home, 25 years old home, time for new HVAC. Oh, Diane, it's always something, right? It is always something. Thought I was going to dip in emergency, but now I can use the refund instead. That's so great. Instead of having to go into your emergency fund, if you got that's so great. So using our tax refund wisely. Like I just said, I've got that seasonal budgeting video. I put it in the description if you want to check it out. The other video that I think is helpful that you can use as homework if you want is a video that I did on the K.A.T.E method. And the K.A.T.E method is something that many of you have been using, and it kind of ties into all of this. It's keep focus, adjust to what's going on, track all your expenses, and eliminate the unnecessary. And this K.A.T.E method can actually be applied to not just your finances, but your life. So if you're in a state right now where you feel like all the balls are in the air and you can't really focus and you're having a hard time getting your eyes on the prize, watch that video in the description. It's only like 10 minutes and it will really bring you back to center and help you focus on what is important and get you there and eliminate all the unnecessary. Well, thank you, Julie, so much. You know, I'm going to be talking about this in my video for Friday, is to, if you are, trying to really live the frugal life. I'm very passionate about frugal living, budgeting, and saving money. It's really important to find education from people that really get you excited about money. I know some people hate talking about money. They're uncomfortable and it's scary. And I hope that this budgeting series is helping you realize that it doesn't have to be a bummer. It doesn't have to be a downer. It can actually be super fun. I actually love budgeting, and I tell you guys that all the time, but I love it. And since learning how to do it, I keep wanting to share it with you guys. And that's why I'm so glad we were able to partner up for this, because if you get a hold of your finances, you're going to sleep better at night. You're going to have all the things you need. You're going to have all the things you want in time with planning and budgeting. And as you can tell, it's not as complicated as I think some people make it, right? So Prepper Princess is in this live right now. If you don't watch Prepper Princess, subscribe to Prepper Princess. Her and I are very much on the same page on a lot of things financially. Under the Median is another one. There's so many great financial channels. Hopefully you enjoy mine, but get educated. And then there are places like Town and Country that are going to help you house your money and get you the place where you feel comfortable doing your finances. And that's why I'm so glad we're working together. Hey, Anna. Thanks, Nicole. Oh, what happened with, I missed somebody. Oh, spending tracker. I use Every Dollar. I think you guys know that. I love Every Dollar. Hi, Candace. And hi, Fran. I love your channel, Kate. So much good information. I learned so much. Oh, thank you so much, Melissa. Is there any other things, guys, before we wrap up that are important that we're forgetting about for our spring quarter? April, for me, is not too bad. You know, there are some times where some months are crazier than others. Also, I just want to remind you, you're going out to eat budget. You guys know I keep that separate. I keep that separate from my groceries. In my budget that I teach, groceries are in your household because those are essential. Food is essential. But going out to eat, for me, is a different story. It's not essential. It's a choice. It's part of the lifestyle. So if your spring, for whatever reason, that increases, just be very mindful. Food can be a huge expense, or it can be less. I'm sorry to keep pulling Prepper Princess in, but she has a whole budget series on how to survive on $30 a week for food. That's another option to look into. Does anybody want to tell us anything awesome that has happened since we started budgeting here in 2023? Oh, look at this. Okay, Lynn, you are very welcome. I'll keep sharing as I find more that are great, but the ones that I follow, I feel very passionate about. Robin, you use Every Dollar. Diane uses Every Dollar. Julie uses Every Dollar. It's a good one, guys. You can do straight up pen and paper, and that's kind of the approach I did on this. One day I'm going to do a video for you on this, and I think it will blow your mind because it's easy. Oop, hold on one sec. Okay, Town and Country, get a raise. Have you increased your, oh, that's another great point. If you got a raise, have you increased your 401k holding? Even just 1% is a great way to save a bit more in the future. This is so true. And if you've watched any video where I talk about retirement, I say it every time. It is my biggest financial regret not starting earlier. Start now. Start today. Please start today. You will not regret it. Fran, congratulations. You are debt-free. That is so exciting. Thank you, Maria. Food did go up in my budget. I didn't get much for $100 a month. Good, Candace. Look, if you can't do it for $100, you got to be realistic. Food prices, let's face it, they're up. They're up. Nicole, congratulations. You just got a raise. Like Linda and Town and Country just shared, check out your retirement situation. Can you bump it up a little if that's something you're interested in? And then, yeah, you can, the sky's the limit. Congratulations. Yeah, food price. It's rough, you guys, but you know what? We do the best we can. Ah, and speaking of more frugal living channels that I love, Jennifer Cook. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you so much for your email the other day. That made my whole week. I really appreciated that. Jennifer is another one, guys. If you haven't checked out Jennifer, check her out. I'm going to bring Linda on in just a minute, but I just want to remind you that our next budget reset for the month of May, again, this is shorter, right? We're shorter because it's not going to take you as long to do this. Once you're in the swing of this, you're like, okay, these are my bare bones of my budget. Like, I know this is what's happening. What do I have to adjust every month? Probably shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes, you know, to move things around. And the next budget class is April 26th. That's a Wednesday. April 26th, mark your calendar at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. And wait, Lila, I'm starting to have more faith in getting out of debt. I have done the specific monthly budget and I'm able to bet. Yes, this makes me so happy. Good job, Lila. Yes. Thanks, Jennifer. Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, you know, 30 minutes for me is very hard. Here we go. Let's get Linda back in here. But guys, I hope this has been a great reset for you. Let me get Linda. Hi, Linda.
Hi. Well, you know what? This gave me some great ideas to think about things that I've got coming up this month that I have not necessarily planned for. But the thing I really like about it is I am, well, actually, I am prepared for them. I kind of forgot about them, but I am prepared for them. We have this thing at Town and Country. We've got people can set up their own sub accounts and they're out of their savings, and just I do an electronic envelope method with setting aside my money for different expenses. So when something with a car comes due or something with a property tax is just around the corner here in these parts, I've got it ready to go. So I'm much less stress, and having my little buckets helps me keep it all organized. So great.
I love that they offer that digital, like a digital envelope. I love
that.
Yeah,
absolutely. And we find that like when you set it and forget it, you've got something you got to save for, whatever your household expenses are, or whatever your categories are, just kind of set it up as an automatic transfer from your checking when you get paid into a savings, and you forget about it. Set it and forget it, as we say, and you're ready to go when it comes up. So it's I don't know, some things that we talk to members about, and one of the things that I do, it kind of helps me stay organized.
I love it. I love it.
So thanks, Kate. I know this is short and sweet, but that's the idea. So it gives us a little inspiration to get ready for April 1st, which is just around the corner. And there's no fooling around about that. It's just this.
I love it. Right down to business. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Always check out Frugal Friday videos. I make videos every single Friday, and I hope to see you this Friday. And thank you, Town and Country. And we'll see you next month.
Have a great night.